Hello friends, and welcome to Southern Mountain Kitchen. Today we're making crinkle cookies. So to start with, you're going to need 2 cups of white sugar, which we're going to put in a large bowl. To this, you are going to add 1 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder and ½ cup of vegetable oil. And once you get this all in your bowl, we're going to mix this up a bit to get it mixed through before we add anything else to this. So go ahead and get a spatula and mix this around because you want to get this completely mixed through before we add anything like eggs to it. Now go ahead and add your eggs. You can add them 1 or 2 at a time and then start mixing them in just to make sure that we are breaking the eggs up properly in this. We don't want them staying solid. We want to break them up completely and keep mixing it through. And add your other eggs. So there are 4 eggs total in this. And as you mix this together, you're going to notice it's going to turn into a kind of solid mix here. It's not going to be overly wet. It will be kind of pasty, but that's what you want. So try to mix as much of this through as you can before you add your vanilla extract. So as you can see, you need to scrape the sides to this and keep turning it to mix it all together. And then once you get it most of the way there, you're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Then in a separate bowl, we are going to add 2 cups of all-purpose flour and then 2 teaspoons of baking powder and ½ teaspoon of salt. And you want to mix this up because you want to make sure all of the salt and everything gets evenly distributed. And then we're going to take this and spoon it into the original mix that we did, about half of it at a time, and then try to mix it through because we want to make sure that we get it all mixed up. But it is a bit of a chore to get the flour mixed into the original mix. Somewhere along the line, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Unless your oven runs a little cold, you might want to go 360 on this. And these are going to cook once we get them in the oven for about 11 to 12 minutes. Something you might want to just check from time to time to see how they're cooking, but usually 12 minutes will do it. So in your bowl, you're still mixing here. Make sure you can get as much of that flour incorporated as possible before you put the rest in, because it'll just make it easier on you to mix it up if you do this. And scrape the sides as you go, because we want to make sure all of this pulls through. Now once you get the rest of the flour in, just go ahead as before, mix it in, get it completely mixed through to the point that it is completely looking like a chocolate mess, which kind of looks really rough until you get it completely mixed up. But once you get this completely done, it will kind of have this really thick pudding look to it, which that means you've gotten it all completely there. Now what you're going to do with this is spoon it out or scoop it out, as I'm doing, with balls that are about like 1 inch or so wide, and you're going to roll them in confectioner sugar, which you should probably have at least 3/4 of a cup there. And then when they're done, you're going to put them onto a pan to go into the oven, which the pan can be lined with like parchment paper, or you can actually put a little butter underneath of it, like smooth it over with butter, so that way when you put your cookies onto it, they don't stick. Usually these will not. This will be a little bit of a mess though when you go to move this around, because you're gonna have powdered sugar all over a lot of stuff. But probably the parchment paper is the easier way to do it. But just remember, these are going to be in the oven around 350 degrees for 11 to 12 minutes. And just check them, because if your oven is running a little cooler than normal, you might need to add a minute or so to it to make sure they're done. And when they are finished, they look something like this, and they are wonderful to eat, and they won't last long. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you get a chance, look at my cookbook on Amazon or in bookstores worldwide. I hope you have a great day.